The 2026 NFL Combine is right around the corner. This is a chance to hear about players' medical concerns, see who your team meets with, and to watch them on the field. And I made a list of players from each position that I am excited to look at during the combine because of one of those three reasons. Excuse the new setup. I'm trying a new area in my wife's studio with a blanket hung up behind me. So as time moves on, I'll improve my background and microphone issues and all that stuff. But welcome to Big Rich Star Talk. I'm Big Rich, and let's talk Star. All right. So the first individual that I have is Jermon McCoy. I think he is a phenomenal player. The only thing that I have about him is I think his tackling needs a little bit better, but he's sticky in coverage. He's great in zone. The guy has it all. The only reason I want to watch him at the combine, I want to hear about rumors that are coming out about this guy's medicals. The next guy I have my eye on is D'Angelo Ponce. He is, I think, a guy that this new defensive regime is going to love. Christian Parker. He talks about the importance of the nickel corner. So give me a 5'9", 170 something pound corner. He was absolutely phenomenal in the national championship. He may be small, but he hits really hard. He could be a little grabby, and I'm okay with that because I think it could be taught to tone back a little bit. But his slot play is fantastic. Chandler Rivers, 5'10", 180 pounds. He often plays slot corner. He does seem to play a little bit soft and he's a little slow to react, but he could be that versatile piece where I think he has the ability to play safety as well as corner. Now, I know I'm talking about slot players, but sometimes I do like me a big corner. I mean, you got Takario Davis. The guy's 6'4", 200 pounds, a rare size for his position, and that is used against him a lot of times in his play. He has this long stride, but he sometimes lacks speed. But he is sticky in man coverage. He's got all the great instincts. Another corner I'm excited to see is Jadon Kennedy. The guy's 5'11", 100 pounds. I think this was his first year in at Oregon, but he's got good recovery speed and zone. The guy, even if he loses you, he'll find you. And in man coverage, and like I said, he's got that stickiness. But he played mostly nickel corner. So give me some Jadon Kennedy if we don't decide to go corner in the first round and we don't have a pick till the fourth. Jaden Kennedy is a guy that I'm looking at. Next is Thaddeus Dixon. The guy played in North Carolina. I think this dude can sit well in uh, man coverage really good. You don't really see him much in zone because he's got great vision. I mean, the guy jams up pretty well. He hits hard, great instincts. So if you want to move Deron Bland on the inside and you want to corner at day three, Thaddeus Dixon is a guy I would target. Another guy I would target is Toronto Pride Jr. I love a good Mizzou player, Mizzou corner. He sits down in zone really well. You don't really see him jam off the line, and he doesn't look speedy on film. So I'm excited to see how he tests, especially in that 40 time. Another DB I'm excited for, and I think this is everybody's favorite, is Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He's a taller safety, 6'2", 202 pounds. He's great in coverage, and I see a guy like them that plays real well, and I wonder why Toledo? Like, why wasn't he shining in the Power Four? So I'm excited to see how he tests and to see if Dallas is really going to meet with him at the combine because I think he is a piece that Christian Parker is going to love. Genesis Smith, again, here's a trend we're going to see. I like safeties that are like 6 foot plus, 200 something pounds. I mean, the dude plays nickel and safety. He does somewhat hesitate to react a little bit, but I mean, the guy's got all the muscle in the world. So, another big guy I'm excited to see at the combine is VJ Payne. The guy's 6'3", 208 pounds, and you don't think that makes a big a difference, but he kind of does. He looks lankier on film, but he does not care. He plays the run well. He's got athleticism for days. I think with him, when corners and safety start, those DBs start doing those backup drills and they're rotating, I want to see how well his hips move. And then the last safety that I really like that we can get in the later rounds gave me Deshaun Singleton out of Nebraska, 6'3", 210 pounds. This guy was a captain, a leader on that defense. The guy was a phenomenal communicator. He's a big hitter. He reads well. But like I said, I want to see him test because I loved his film. So why is he getting this late round, sixth, seventh round buzz? Because I think he's better than that. I mean, if you want a guy that communicates, I would love to see Dallas talk with this guy. The next position I'm going to get into is defensive tackle. We got Dante Corleone, the mob boss. So a lot of these defensive tackles, I don't think Dallas needs because you got your Osas, you got your I'm drawing a blank here, Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark, but I think you still need a heavy rotation of big beef in the middle. So a lot of the defensive tackles I'm excited to see are these bigger guys. Now I don't think they need to run the 40s. I don't care about that. All I care about is their bench press, their medicals, how well they do on the field drills, and if Dallas meets with them or not to see if it's actually you know, a position of importance for them. Because I can honestly see them not meeting with one defensive tackle, and I'll be okay with it. So Dante Corleone, man, he is huge. He has good vision in the run game. He's got quick get off with his hands. He uses his size well, and when he decides to own the line of scrimmage, it's his. He wants it, it's his. Another guy I'm excited to watch. Give me big citrus. Dominic Orange. The guy's 6'4", 200 or 325 pounds. I'm sorry. He is a massive run stopper, but because he's 6'4", he does tend to get a little high in the pads. But he's got a decent get off. I think he'll be a good rotational piece, which would be important for what Dallas Cowboys are looking for in this defensive line room. Another dude I'm looking forward to is 6'8", 330 pounds, Xavier Harris. So 330 pounds, great. But you're 6'8", so he doesn't look like as big on the defensive line. I wonder if he can be an interchangeable piece on that 4-3-3-4, and see a spot for him. He's strong, but he gets high at the pad level, which is kind of given being that he's 6'8". He's not the fastest at the get off, but he's also not the slowest. I mean, the guy is just a monster out there. And the last defensive tackle I'm looking at is Nick Barrett. 322 pounds, 6'3". This is going to be like the lightest defensive tackle that I want to look at. But he has delayed get off. He's powerful. He's great on one on ones. But if you get him two blocks, it's over. Takes him out. What I mean by delayed get off, also, it's like there are many times on tape where I've seen the offensive line move and the rest of the defensive line moves, and he's still sitting there. And I have no idea why. So I want to see how well he moves in these drills and what he could bring to the table. All right, another position which is super important is the edge position. We need a guy that can play the run and set the edge. And I think TJ Parker can do that. Was it a down year for Clemson? Absolutely. But TJ Parker came in with all the hype. And I think it kind of got to him. But I think he's got good speed for his size. He's crazy strong and he's good at stopping the run. You got Donovan Ezraku. I hope they bring back Jadeveon Clowney. So give me a guy that can, where it's not all thrusted on him. Maybe if you trade back in the first and maybe get a second or third round pick, I don't think he's going to fall to the third. I think edge is too important of a position, or go from 20 to maybe like 25. I think TJ Parker will find that. And if they want to take him at 20, I'm okay with that. Another guy I'm excited if they take it 20, give me some Dennis Sutton. The guy's 6'5", 270 pounds, prototypical look for a edge rusher. The guy's got long arms. He's got a great get off, good bend. He played both left and right defensive end, and the dude's got a high motor. He will not give up on plays at all. One guy I want to see how well he tests is Max Llewellyn. He's 6'5", 263 pounds. So he's only a few pounds lighter than Danny Denton Sutton, but he looks like he's kind of struggles with strength a little bit. He got a killer spin move, though. If you watch him, it is phenomenal, and he sheds blocks really well. So I just kind of worry about his strength. I want to see what his arm size are. I know this picture kind of does it justice, but I'm excited to see what his arm length out to. Last one, give me Logan Fanu, 6'5", 260 pounds. He can both get down on the ground and he stands up. And I think when he stands up, he's a better pass rusher. He does need to finish better. It's almost like he gets lucky sometimes in some of these sacks, And when it comes to these blocks, I feel like he engages the blocks too much instead of trying to spin out of there or get out of there, especially when he puts his hands on the ground. When he stands up, phenomenal. The next one is I'm going to talk about is linebackers. I think that's super important. Now, I'm also a big Texas Longhorn fan, so you're going to see me be a homer a little bit, but give me Anthony Hill Jr. all day. The guy's a sideline to sideline freak, 6'3", 240 pounds. The guy was a starter, a captain. He's got amazing instincts. I just wish he would tackle a little better. Sometimes he looks like he wraps him up high and then throws him down, but the dude's got remarkable speed. But if you're looking for somebody to be that kind of center um, individual, man, let's talk about Jack Galladay. Dude's 6'4", 240 pounds. Sorry. He is that prototypical linebacker size. He played a lot at Cincinnati. He is let me see here. He's got amazing speed. He can offer some blitz. He does also tackle high, but he plays the run really well, really well. So I think give me this guy in the center of the defense. I think he's going to be phenomenal. Now he's not going to get to you in the fourth round, but these are maybe some mid-round guys or day two guys that if we happen to trade back a little bit. But a guy that you could get in these later rounds are the next two guys. Lander Barton. I think he played tight end for Utah and then made 1 year change to linebacker, and he still played phenomenal. I mean, look at he's 6'5", 240 pounds. Because he did play tight end, he's pretty athletic and he's a strong hitter. Now he's a smart football player, but I think playing the position one time, I think he needs to get a little bit better. Like he needs to learn it a little bit longer. But I think that comes with time. And then finally, give me some Kendall Daniels in linebacker. So and then I am a Texas fan. I understand that, but you got to give Oklahoma players their due. CeeDee Lamb, love him, 6'5", 242 pounds, ideal size, and he tracks the ball really well. The only thing he doesn't do, he can track it, but he doesn't redirect to it sometimes. And he can tackle high. But I think with Christian Parker and his teaching mentality, Kendall Daniels can be a phenomenal player in this system. That's all the defensive players I had. So let's go rocking in the offensive line. Now, there's not a lot of centers in this draft, but if I'm going to watch one at the combine, it's going to be Yager Burton. The guy's 323 pounds at 6'4". I mean, the dude he's big for the position, but his get off is quick and he moves to the second level really well. He can get too low at times, like when he goes to like do some blocks, he's like diving at their like lower hips. It's kind of weird. So I think he has the versatility to switch over to guard as well. Speaking of guards, I was talking to Zach Wolchuk, and I asked him this question about having a position bias. So, for instance, I love offensive linemen, specifically the guards, because I think trench play is phenomenal. So I tend to rank offensive linemen higher than maybe other positions. So give me a guy like Vega, Leon. I do not know how to say it. But the guard out of Penn State, 328 pounds. The dude hates defenders and he treats them accordingly. He's got a strong anchor, solid hands. To me, I still think he's the safest player in the draft. I think if you're a team like the Houston Texans, you're going to love this guy. And the reason I want to watch him in the combine is because I am a big fan. That is the only reason. Um, Next guard I want to look at is Keelan Rutledge. He's 330 pounds, 6'4", great size. I kind of wish he would finish blocks it better because he engages and he doesn't stay on long enough. And then he does try to get to the second level, but it's not always the prettiest. So I want to see who takes a shot at him, where he falls, who teams meet with. And I mean, I like him, but I just want to see how well he tests. Another guard I'm excited about is Fernando Carmona out of Arkansas. 6'5", 325 pounds. The dude is a monster. His initial hand strike is phenomenal. But much like Keelan Rutledge, he doesn't stay on blocks very long. He gets high, but when he wants to finish you, it's nasty. Give it up. You're done. Um, the next position I'm going to look at is offensive tackle. And here's why. I think the Dallas Cowboys do need to move on from Terrence Steele. Um, he was a liability in certain pass plays. So I want to look at some guys that possibly can play left, maybe move Tyler Guyton to right tackle, or guys that can play right tackle. I think Tyler Guyton should stay at left tackle, in my opinion, and I think he needs to stay healthy because it's going to hurt his chances. But a guy I want to see how well he tests because of his size. He's 6'7", 366 pounds. Is Caden Proctor out of Alabama? He played left tackle, and if Caden Proctor engages you, that sucks because he's big, he's powerful, but when he deals with speedy rushers, it's kind of an issue for him. Next guy I want to talk about is Brian Parker Jr. or Brian Parker II, the tackle out of Duke. I love him at right tackle. He's got quick get off. He could use a little better hand placement, so he could play guard maybe, but I think he deals with speedier rushers very well. So I like Brian Parker a lot. Last guy is Trey Zune. This is the guy that talked all that crap to Ruben Bain Jr. and got dealt with, but he played left tackle. He was one of the main reasons why um, Texas A&M's offensive line was so good. He's got great size, great athleticism. I think he struggles with strength sometimes in his anchor, and I think Ruben Bain took advantage of that. But then again, Ruben Bain is phenomenal. So, but as a right tackle, sure, why not? Give me some Trey Zune. Get him in the later rounds. Why not? Okay, next position I want to talk about is running back. Now, um, who was it? Just got his deal. Williams. Javonte Williams just got his 3-year deal. Fantastic. I'm pumped. But so now let's look at running backs that can pair with him. I don't know why this guy has fallen. I still have all the love in the world for Nicholas Singleton. He got at Penn State, man. He has his vision is on point, and he could be a little more patient. But man, when he gets in the open field, it's gone. He has a burst, but it's also not the best. But I still love Nicholas Singleton in the high rounds. Give him to me all day to pair with Williams. Another dude I want to see. I cannot wait. Just because I love the smaller school guys and I like to see their success, is Robert Henry Jr. at UT San Antonio. Yes, is he 5'9", 205 pounds? Sure. He's patient, and when the hole opens up, man, he gets it quick, but he doesn't have the greatest breakaway speed. A guy I really like also is Mike Washington Jr. out of Arkansas. 6'2", 228 pounds. Man, you would think with his size, tackles would bounce off of him, but they really don't. But he can catch. He's a hell of a receiver, and he has speed. Um, Another guy I love, just come on, give me the Navy guy. They have him listed as a fullback on PFF, but the guy is just an athlete. He receives in the slot. He can play running back. He runs crisp routes. I think this dude is going to be a special star team in the making. So for him, I'm just excited about who teams meet with him and where he ends up. I cannot wait to see him test. I think it's going to be phenomenal. On the tight ends, give me Jack Indries out of Texas. Again, I'm a homer, so give me this Texas guy. He finds the holes in the zone real well, but he doesn't give you much after the catch. Most Dallas fans will know this name. He kind of reminds me of Dalton Schultz near the end of his time in Dallas, where he would just catch the ball, get hit, and fall. But I'm excited to see what his 40 time is, so I'm rooting for Jack the whole time. Another guy I'm excited to see is Tanner Kozil, whatever. He looks like Sasquatch running out there. The dude's 6'7", 250 pounds. He um, finds the holes in the zone real well. He makes tough catches, but then he just falls real easily. So I have a friend. He's a big Houston Texans fan, so he was excited to look at this guy. And after I watched his tape, the guy stands out for sure. Um, Another tight end I'm excited about is John Michael Gillenborg. So the guy, he has strong hands and he is a quarterback's best friend. But you watch him run, it's kind of awkward. So his lower body is straight up, but then his upper body is like at a 45-degree angle when he's running. It looks super weird. So I cannot wait to see how he tests. But I mean, the guy was a great tight end for there at Wyoming. I mean, he's got the size, 6'5", 250 pounds. I mean, dude's a nightmare. But if you want a blocking tight end, if a team does want a blocking tight end, I think we're going to keep Brevin Spann. But a blocker, man, is Tanner Arkin, 6'4", 264 pounds. He kind of is like not the smoothest with his routes. He's got stiff hands, so I can't wait to see him do that drill where they kind of catch it, turn around, catch it. But the dude's a dominant blocker. So if you need a tight end too that you think is going to block, give me Tanner Arkin all day. All right, last two positions I'm going to talk about are receiver and quarterback, which I don't think is really important for the Cowboys, but I think they're important to watch. You got special teams guys that are just fun, and quarterbacks, we don't know what Joe Milton's going to be. So let's look at some guys. Um, so the first receiver I'm going to look at is Elijah Surratt. This guy was phenomenal when the lights were bright. He was a big part of their win and the national championship. And I think he doesn't get stuck on. Like, he doesn't get, like, he has great separation. He wins in the slot and at the outside. This is a dude that I think is going to be a good wide receiver too in the league. And I'm excited to see how he tests. And I wish him all the success because I think Indiana Hoosier story was fantastic. And he was a big reason why. Give me a speedy dude, Zachariah Branch. Yeah, he's 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a yak guy. I think he's going to be a monster in the slot. And what he does do a lot is a lot of body catches, as you can see in this photo here, where he's about to catch with his body. I kind of wish he wouldn't, but the dude, give him the ball, he's gone. So special teams guy, maybe. I think he's going to be fantastic in the league. Another guy that I think is going to be fantastic is CJ Daniels out of Miami. The dude has he's lanky, but he doesn't get jammed, and he has an amazing catch radius. He was phenomenal for Carson Beck this year because I don't think Carson Beck is 100% accurate at all times. So you need a receiver with a good catch radius. So who can he be good for? Maybe Carolina. Minnesota needs a new guy. So CJ Daniels, I mean, the dude's 6'2", 205 pounds, but he'll give you some good catches. He'll bail you out as a quarterback. Kevin Coleman Jr. I love me some Mizzou receivers. I have no idea why. I always think they transferred well into the league. Oh, sorry about that. And so he's only 5'11", 180 pounds. Um, he's a yak guy. He is very shifty. Like when he catches, he shifts real well. He tracks the ball when it's up in the air. Fantastic. He's going to give you these great catches. You know, he I think he plays mostly slot and he finds the zones really well. So I'd like to see how well he does one on one. But I think Kevin Coleman is going to be fantastic in the league. Um, and I know I talked about small receivers, but sometimes I like a big receiver. Texas used to have Colin Johnson. The dude was like 6'6". I loved him. So give me some Jeff Caldwell. 6'5", 215 pounds out of Cincinnati. He's got strong hands, but he doesn't offer much in speed. And even being 6'5", I feel like corners can bully him. So he gets stuck on. But with that height, you don't really see him much in the red zone. So, I think this is a late, day 3 guy, offer some special teams value, maybe. And lastly, like I said, small school guys, give me Jalen Walthall out of Incarnate World. I had to look him up. But he is a red zone nightmare for being 6'2". I mean, the guy is a jump ball monster, and he has great cuts in his routes. But when he has to take longer routes, I feel like he can get a little lazy on how he runs it. Lastly, I want to look at some quarterbacks here because I think every position is fun. So quarterbacks, give me Clay Klubnik. I think it was just a down year for since Clemson, and I still think he's got it. I think he's got a strong arm. He really settles in when he wants to throw, and he can be very accurate. I just think 2025 was just an off year for him. I think this guy is surprisingly maybe a backup to a potential starter in the league. Give me Baylor. Sawyer Robertson, 6'4", 220 pounds. The guy is super fast and athletic. He can showcase his throws a lot so people know where it's coming, but he's got great placement and he's powerful. Another guy that I really want to watch at the combine because I think he was a big part of their success is Brennan Morton out of Texas Tech. Now, I know the Texas Tech defense was the main reason why, but it's not like he didn't do anything. Dude is 6'2". He's got is real zip on the ball. I think what his problem is, he needs a little bit more calm. He does have solid footwork, but as you saw in that college football playoff game, when he's under pressure, the guy just folds. He gets into quicksand, But I was excited to see how Texas Tech did, and I think he was a lot of the reason why. And finally, I know this is just a pipe dream for me, but a guy I really like as quarterback, give me Taylon Green out of Arkansas. The dude's 6'6", 235 pounds. I was telling my wife, I was like, this guy doesn't even look like a quarterback. And he's just phenomenal. He's got a smooth release. And when this guy rolls out, he keeps plays alive because he's so accurate and he's so athletic. I like him a lot. If we move on from Joe Milton, give me some Taylon Green, man. The only thing I want to see him with the combine is how well he throws that deep ball. That's the only thing. And I think quarterbacks that are at a disadvantage when it comes to the deep balls. So that's my positions that I have. And yeah, so I'm excited to see how these players do in the combine. Please, if you have somebody that you want to see in the combine, leave a comment below. And I'm just starting out this YouTube channel. So if you like Big Rich Star Talk, please leave a comment, leave a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do so I can grow this. This is just a hobby I wanted to get into, but thanks a lot, everybody. And after the combine, I'll probably hit you up again. So thanks for tuning in to Big Rich Star Talk.